Well, what an interesting journey we had from the car museum down to Mundaring Weir. There's probably 5 or 6 different routes you could take. I think we went down Breeze Road, terrific little road. You can drive in an enthusiastic way without having going too fast and too dangerous, and it was great. Trees on either side, beautiful day for it, good condition on the road too, which is lovely. And on the Mundaring Weir, and what an impressive place that is to go and view, and think about that it was built 120 years ago and some bloke showed up by the name of C.Y. O'Connor and went, you know what we're going to do is we're going to dam this up, fill up with water and then pump it all the way to Kalgoorlie. Amazing stuff. Yeah, so we had a good look around there, and now we're off to an award-winning winery for a spot of lunch. What have I done? It's my speed. Am I speeding? Okay. So yeah, so delighted was I with how much delight Mrs. C's car gave her. I thought, no, well, I'm not gonna drive the car that they give me in the car yard anymore. I'm gonna get something for myself, my own car. Anyway, I was contemplating this thought, and I'm sitting in the car dealership one day, and I, out of the corner of my eye, saw this long silver station wagon, estate car, and I'm thinking, how long's it been since I've seen a good-looking estate car? It's all SUVs or four-wheel drives or dual cabs these days. That's kind of interesting, and I didn't quite catch the badge because when it came in, it parked and the windowsill obscured the badge, and I'm looking at this car through the window trying to work out what it was. And 2 police officers got out, and I was thinking, oh, maybe that's his personal car. Anyway, something got in the way and I got distracted and got on with the rest of my day. But I found myself in the back of the service centre on an unrelated matter later on that day, and there was that car, and I went over and I had a look at it, and I'm thinking, that's a good looking rig. It's a Skoda. And I climbed in this thing and it was full on cop car. It had the lights and buzzers in it, and I'm like, wow, this is a pursuit vehicle, so this thing must get up and boogie. So I went back to my office and did a bit of Googling, and so I started looking for these things for sale, second hand. I set myself a budget and I looked at, and there's not many on car sales. I was looking through car sales and there was this one winking at me in Perth, and I'm thinking, well, I was living 500 k's out of Perth, and so I rang my son up and I said, mate, can you go and have a look at this car for me? I'm thinking of buying it. It's got the Golf R motor in it. It's got the practicality of a wagon. It's got the build quality of the Volkswagen Group, body, and it's a good looking car. What does it drive? It's all-wheel drive, and we were living in Albany at the time, and I mean, Albany's roads are perpetually wet. There are no traffic lights in Albany, it's all roundabout, so having the traction of an all-wheel drive was absolutely sublime as an idea. The car I bought Mrs. C was a all-wheel drive car, so this car just seemed to represent everything we needed. She had the 2-door coupe, impractical, sexy looking thing. I needed something that was interesting to drive but still needed some practicality for what we needed in the home. So I said to Ben, no, do you mind going out and driving this car and tell me what it's like? So he went and drove the car, and I said, ring me when you've had a chance. He rang me back. He sent me some photos of it, a few little scuffs around the edges. I said, has it got a full service history? He said, yes, it has. I said, and what's it drive like? And he said, Dad, it drives like a stabbed rat. Plume winery, not far away. Enthusiastic driver, and you can see the vineyards off to the right there of the winery. So Plume's just off to the right. Now what you have to do if you're coming from the south, there we are, you need to go past the winery because the turning is a little bit tragic on the car. So my recommendation would be to do this manoeuvre. There's a little turning bay just here, just past the restaurant. Nice old Jag. The V8. He's also going out for a bit of a cruise on some nice roads. Yeah, just do a U-turn. And here's Plume on the left. You'll see what I mean when we pull into the driveway. Now they close at 4 o'clock. They're open Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays.
The coolest shop in Fremantle. Put it down there.
Cheers. Oh, wait, there's more.
Here we go.
So what's this called?
This is called a Flammkuchen, which means flame cake, which is from the Alsace region in France, Germany, the border. So is it like a butter paste? It's just like a simple dough. And then it's just a cream fresh sauce. And actually the history of it is the fact that bakers have a German style with our wines, because we only have this vineyard and we grow everything ourselves. And we handpick everything. So it's all managed by the family. And we, of course,
So you don't, there's no point selling your clothes and woolies because you haven't enough.
We haven't got enough stock, that's the problem. So we can't keep actually up with the demand, that's our issue. So the only place we sell it is as a local bottle shop, 2 local bottle shops. And that's
And at the door.
and it's here, yes, exactly. And we only just sell to the bottle shops because people want to come during the week when we're open. So you can just send them to the bottle shop to buy.
So how many dozens do you produce?
How many cartons? I'm not sure, but we pick about 18 tons of grapes.
Right.
So, yes.
So tell us about the meal. What did we have today? We had the Flammkuchen. And that tell us how that came about. It's from Germany.
It's from Germany. So it's from the Alsace region in France.
Yeah.
France and Germany, the border.
On the border, yeah.
Here, Strasbourg, that area. And it's the Flammkuchen actually means flame cake. And actually how it came about is because back in the day the oven didn't have a thermostat and the bakers needed to know the temperature of the oven. So they would put in the dough of the Flammkuchen and they would see how quickly it would cook and then they would know roughly the temperature. And of course, because they didn't want to waste anything back in the day,
They turned it into a meal.
They turned it into a meal.
That was absolutely wonderful. And
Yes.
there's different
Different
toppings you can go with, and that's, I suppose, down to the seasonal nature of what can go on the top. We had pears today.
Yes.
We had pears, and what else was it? Pears,
And
goat cheese.
Yes.
That was absolutely
And
magnificent.
we used a bit of honey from our vines.
Yes, that's
in
right,
there.
and honey,
Yes,
because
yes.
you've got honey out
13
here.
hives.
You grow bee juice here.
Yes, exactly.
Excellent,
Thank you.
excellent. And coupled with that was the platter, the Plume platter.
The Plume platter,
Coupled
which is very
with
filling.
this absolutely magnificent,
Wonderful.
the sparkling rosé,
Yes.
which we've had a couple of glasses of, and we will not have any more because we're going to be driving home in an enthusiastic way. Bianca, thank you so much for sharing with us your background and a bit about the winery and making us such a wonderful meal.
Oh, wonderful.
If you are making your way from the southern regions heading north to the northern parts of Perth, or the other way around, don't take what Google says. Come through the hills and stop midway at Plume for a wonderful meal. My wife's had a few drinks and she's on the camera. But come by Plume, the staff are excellent, the food is wonderful and the wine is
Bickley
exceptional. Parking's a bit tricky. If you're coming from the south, make sure you do the U-turn because you're not going to make the drive. Just be careful of the driveway, that's the only thing. Good on you,
Once
Bianca.
you're down, it's fine.
Thank
Just
you.
hit the accelerator.
Bye-bye. Cheers.
Thank you.
Can we get everything in?
Yeah, you're both in and on the wine.
Okay, and we're recording? 3, 2, 1. Well, we're lucky enough to corner the very busy Anita here at Plume to talk to us a bit about. So, we stumbled across this place, Anita, and we just love it. We keep coming back.
You're welcome.
How long have you been going? How long have you been going here at?
Well, we bought it about 2 years ago.
Yep.
And because my husband, he was making his own wine for about 20 years as a hobby, organic wine. And then he started to think about, okay, I wouldn't mind having a winery. Well, I thought it was a great idea. Well, it's a big place, so it's a lot of work.
There is.
We have made a few changes. We try to not use any of the Roundup anymore, so we try to spray no chemicals.
Yep.
So we trying to do a little bit more environmentally friendly proceeds. We add less sulfur, so trying to be a bit more organic, which I think is very important. And yes, 2 years in a row, we won all these beautiful awards.
Now, hang on. The last, when was it? How many weeks ago was the?
Yes,
wine?
about 5-6 weeks ago.
5 or 6 weeks ago, and you put 10 wines in.
Yes.
And you won 10 awards.
Yes, so there was a Perth Hills Wine Show.
Yes.
And we won this beautiful trophy.
Isn't that wonderful?
We won
That's
the
2 years running, isn't it?
yes. Well, we had to hand it back in the
you got it straight
afternoon,
back
and I thought it's a bit of an empty spot, so I was not very happy because I like to have lots of things going on. And yeah, we were very fortunate and very proud that we won the prize again the same evening. And yeah, so this is actually the John Walsh Prize. We got also a prize for the best exhibitor. We won the prize for the best red in the Perth Hills Wine Show. So we won bronze, silver, and gold.
A huge range. I mean, there's something for everybody there. If you like a sweet wine, it's
definitely, yes.
I'm no wine expert. I'm pretty good at drinking it.
The same.
And the meal was lovely. Thank you for having us today, Anita.
Well, it was lovely having you.
We'll be back again. So yeah, this is the car I decided to buy. It's the, what is it? A Skoda Super. I forgot what it was then. This is the 206 TSI, Rolly. Tell us a bit about that. That's the one that comes from the Golf R motor, isn't it?
It is. It's Volkswagen's Go Faster 4-cylinder petrol TSI motor.
Petrol. They do the 162 and they do a diesel thing, I think. But I mean, we're not talking about, this example is the 206. It's the all-wheel drive system that Volkswagen call 4Motion.
You're thinking, yeah, 4Motion.
The 4Motion, which is what Quattro. It's the same system. They just use different names. This car revs at 6,000 RPM. So when you maximum torque, it peaks out, the red line's at 6,000. It sounds absolutely glorious. But look at the size of it. Have a look at the size of this car. This car's got more room in the back than a Range Rover. In fact, there's more space in the back seat of this car than all the Star Wars movies put together. It's absolutely huge. And to prove it, we're going to show you this. It comes with all sorts of stuff. It comes with this. This, I love this. If it's raining, umbrellas in the doors. You've probably seen this in other videos, but I can't get my head around that. I mean, it's fantastic. You're also getting full leather. It parks itself. This is a 2019 Rolly. It's a 2019. It parks itself. It's got lovely LED lights. You can change the color if you're that way inclined. You know what I mean? Full electrics. Have a look now. We've gone up to help my son move house and clean up, so you can see the size of this space. This car has got an inordinate amount of room in it. Things get lifted out. It's got real clever things in it. I like this at the back. It's got a light here. This is the stuff that turns me on in cars. I love the horsepower and all that sort of stuff. But look at this, Rolly. Look at this. It's got a torch in the back. See that? But it's removable. And I think if you don't drop it, it's a removable torch. And look, it's magnetic. This car is an interesting car. It performs so well on the road. The suspension system is adaptive, so you press the button and you can feel it go into sports mode or eco mode. I know a lot of these cars rolling on the market these days, you press the buttons and there's no discernible setup difference. This one does, you can feel it. There's another button on the shifter. Come and have a look. Oh, check this out. Blinds in the doors in the back. It's really well made. You know, you can slam things. Have a look at this. This shifter here, electric start. When I kick this into gear here, so if I'm in drive, and that's going to continue to beep, all I have to do is flick it down and you'll hear the turbo spool up. So I've got instant torque availability by simply flicking that. And the flappy pedal gearboxes make changing gears sublime. It just is an absolutely outstanding car to drive. When you think about it, it's got both. It's got the practicality of the wagon, and when you feel like driving in an enthusiastic way, this car will absolutely do it. This is my car. This is the car I thought we'd start the channel off doing because I absolutely love it. After years of driving around with the honourable, well-deserving of praise Ford Falcon, which basically just thrived on neglect. You had to go to special service stations and fill it up with neglect every now and then to get them to work. They're such a great car, but you know what? They weren't overly exciting to drive, but they were ultra reliable. Now you've got these. Now, Rolly, what are these fetch? They're in sort of mid-20s, this 2018 model. I picked it up with a few Ks. I think it had 120 Ks on when I bought it. You're looking at mid-20s. Full service history is absolutely critical. Don't spoil it by going out and buying something and you don't look after it. You've got to have a full service history by people who know what they're doing, and you won't have any issues with these cars. So I highly recommend going for a great journey in one of these types of vehicles. Next time, Rolly, I think we're going to do this gorgeous looking thing over here. Come have a look at this. Is this not the best looking wagon in the world? Have a look at this. I mean, I have to have a quiet 5 minutes with myself. That is just amazing, that car. Look at how gorgeous that is. And really good on fuel, RJ, because it's the diesel.
Superb, very good.
So this is the Mercedes-Benz
250, CLS 250.
harder to find than Harold Holt in the wagon form.
Find in West Australia.
But anyway.
2 litre twin turbo diesel, and I'm currently getting about 1,100 kilometres out of 71 litres.
So, very economical car in both ways. It doesn't take long to get there, so you save money in time, and you're saving money on fuel as well.
I like it.
Rolly's got to go now. Thanks for joining us on today's road trip, mate. It's been fun. Until next time, we'll do this again.
We will.
We'll find ourselves in another restaurant somewhere and driving in an enthusiastic way. So, yeah, we're going to head and up back to the restaurant and have a chat with Anita, and we'll speak to you during the week, and I'll let you know when the... Remember to like and subscribe, because if you like and subscribe, apparently YouTube tell you when the next one's up. Next video's playing. So,
bye-bye.
All right. Good on you, mate. Drive safe.
See ya.
See you, mate. All right, well, I've had a bit of a gutful of the sound of my own voice, and look at me in the little screen in front of me here and all the stuff we've done. It's an absolute delight. We've been so blessed with the weather, catching up with family, this journey from the Peel region all the way up to Northam, it's between Northam and 2J, somewhere up there. You know, the places we've visited, the friends we've caught up with, it's been such a fantastic journey. I'm glad we went the way we did, because it was such a lovely drive, just so much nicer than zipping up the freeway. And yeah, so this is of course pre-edit stage on our very first video for the channel of on the driver side. I hope you get something out of it. So it's going to take us a while to put this together and get it out, but yeah, so we hope you enjoy it and look forward for more videos. And yeah, remember, if you want to be notified when the next one shows up, I think we'll probably do Rolly's car next, which is going to be the CLS wagon. That's a bit different to this car. Still a wagon, still European, still blah blah blah, but yeah, just such a gorgeous looking thing. Might not be a performance vehicle, but it's certainly a good looking car. And we'll talk about the practicalities and the joy of owning a Mercedes-Benz of that era, and run through some of the things you should consider when you're looking at that car. So yeah, do the like and subscribe thing. Hopefully getting some value out of it. And until we see you again, drive safely. And when we do see you again, we'll see you on the driver's side. What about you? But I'm exhausted.
I feel better now. Something just hit me. I think it was just lunch. My body.
But it was a lovely lunch.
My body is like a snake. I just needed to go and lie down and digest it. So